another unboxing. I'm not going to make a habit of doing these because I don't normally buy big things that actually come in boxes. But because my driveway is, well, 130 metres long and covered in trees, it gets very, very mouldy and mossy and it's slippery as fuck. So I thought I better jet wash it because the next neighbour's complaining and talking about getting somebody in. Now, if I get somebody in, it's going to cost more than if I just buy a pressure washer anyway. So I decided to get rid of the crappy Karcher one I had before. I've got one that's on the side of the house for cleaning cars, but even a like 30 metre long hose isn't going to be any good for obviously 120 metres because numbers. So I decided to get a petrol powered one. Now originally I thought easy enough, I'll just buy a 150 metre long hose. Now you can get 100 metre long hoses and it'll probably just about do me. You know, you're talking nearly 100 quid. I thought that there's got to be an easy way to do it. So instead of having a hose that goes from the tap to the pressure washer, I thought all I need really is a container large enough to use as a water container. So I thought, well, what have I got that would do that? And the answer is a wheelie bin. So about 10 years ago, I got a Henry vacuum cleaner, took the top off it. I got one of those, but the larger version, cut a hole in it, glued it down, and it was a massive fucking vacuum cleaner. Obviously now other companies make them, and they're good as wet and dry vacuums because obviously they can fill up with water. Not something I actually thought of when I when I invented mine. But on the bottom of the wheelie bins is a tap for obviously letting all the water out. And I thought, well, if I put one of those in it, fill it full of water, and I can just connect a hose to it, turn it on, and then have a short hose from this to the petrol powered washer, and then that's easy to walk around because obviously it's on wheels, hence a wheelie bin, and that's easy to pull around. Again, it's on wheels. So I've only got to pull this around, fill it up from the tap, drag it around there, plug it in, jet wash the driveway. Since we're on the floor, standard unboxing. Stuff. Let's go through stuff. Catheter again. It's probably the thing for the hose. That's the adapter for a hose connection. That is something. Nuts and bolts. And for fuck's sake, more of the pressing heads that I've already got far too many of. But that's right, because they're loose, so I'll lose them all anyway. What else we got? Oh, that's embarrassing. Men don't need this. I think it's called a she-wee. Don't really understand the point of that. And here we have, I'll tell you what, you could kill somebody with that. That's got some heft to it. Nice. And a metal lance as well. It's not bad considering it wasn't that expensive. I mean, it's not cheap. What's that going where? Oh, might be this end. There we go, first time. Yep. It won't focus. But I thought that was threaded, but it's not. That literally goes like that. Yeah, I can feel it now. It's actually a good length as well. It's about, yeah, good length. No she-wee. This is obviously one of those walking frames. Probably give that to the next neighbour. Actually, I hope she doesn't ever watch these videos. And a lawnmower without any spin bit. It's as close as orange that I could get. Oh, it's got little springy bits. I always fucking get my fingers in these. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know I always complain about getting instructions, but I haven't got instructions. You can tell it's made in China, just from the pink ribbons. I don't know if China bought a job lot of pink ribbons, but every time I've had pink ribbons have been from China. Right, the nozzles. We actually, woo! Jesus fucking Christ. Right, we've got a 25, a plain soap, and a 0. That's all you really need, to be honest. And they push into the front bums for storage. Oh, and they've got to put in the right thing as well. 25, even says there, 25. S for soap. Yeah. And you've got the 0. So it's like a fucked up set of traffic lights. Ah, yeah. So that's got to go on there. Presuming, of course. Yeah. And that is a lot better than the Giraffe Tools fitment. flange bolts, flange bolts, flange nuts. That is a lot of flange. I'm quite sure we've got so many flange though. Right, they are both the same. That makes it a bit easier. But doesn't make any more sense. And there's like a rubber cap on there on a spring, but I don't really know what it is. Right. If there was instructions, that's going to be the thing that they say, don't fuck around with it, because that's what adjusts the pressure. So unless you like wearing high pressure in the face, probably don't mess with it. All right, and this will be what, obviously the water will go in there. Yeah, water goes in there, 3/4 inch to hose connector. And this will be the pressure relief valve. So if everything does go hideously wrong, like you've messed with that, it'll all come pissing out there. So you don't get high pressure water in the face. Nice. I'm presuming that on that? Yeah. It's like I didn't even need instructions. It's like they thought of everything. Now this, I'm just guessing it again, it tells your nose, but I'm going to show off because I think that goes on there and then that goes into your soap bucket or whatever. It doesn't actually say. So yeah, best guess. All right, a little tidy up, chuck away this Wheelie. Now, much like when I was a child, you'd get the toy out of the box, put it together, put the stickers on, and then spend the rest of the day playing with the box. But these days, I spend more time getting out of the box. Oh my God. I'm genuinely stuck. It seemed like such a good idea at the time. I didn't really want to break the box just in case I needed to send it back. Oh God. Getting all these bollocks. We're not soaping anything on the driveway, so we can lose the catheter. Stick that with a Wheelie. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sort of works. Right. I'm sure these aren't going to be instructions. Motul. 1030 oil required. Doesn't come with oil. Tight fuckers. That is all in not English. Peligro, which I'm looking at, it's either Spanish or Portuguese. There we go. Danger. Read the operator's manual. All right, feel free to point that out. Ear and eye protection to be worn. No. Electric shock. Don't see how, but okay. Kickback. Jesus. I think I'm going to be flying around on this like a fucking witch's broom. Toxic fumes. Yeah, fair enough. Risk of fire. Risk of injections. Fucking hell. Risk of explosions. Right, well, this is obviously too dangerous to use. I'm not fucking around with that. Oil plug thingy is on side here. It's got a little tiny little dipstick. It's about as big as your dipstick. But then strangely, it's got one this side as well. No dipstick. Don't really see why you'd have two, but okay. Add oil before starting first time. Check level as shown. Doesn't really make much sense. It says no oil, but they've obviously run it or something because it's got oily residue on it. Right, where's the Wheelie? Right, I've had a look around, found the oil. Bit of dot 4 oil. We're going to put some, joking. It's brake fluid your knob. Yeah, annoyingly, it's far more inconvenient than that because whereas that 5 litres, obviously not oil, that's my oil. I think, yeah, 20 litres. This is not going to be easy. I've decanted some of that into a smaller container, I think. No, forget that. I'm not going to use my Mercedes genuine oil. It's actually designed for the DPF versions of the smart CDI. Found some old Magnatech. Sure, it's got spiders and shit living in it. And really, you only need to fill up to just before it starts dripping out. Oh, just right. So you're supposed to put it in, take it back out, and make sure it's actually showing. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Ugh. Now, much like normal Wheelies, this is going to drip for ages. At least it won't smell. Another thing that shows you it's definitely from China. Gold elastic. Why, I don't know. All the oil is now sitting in the sump. Probably best to give it a few pulls just to circulate the oil a bit. I haven't actually owned a petrol car for years. Where do you get petrol from again? I have to go and siphon some out the girlfriend's car. I thought maybe there might be some in the skanky old ride-on lawnmower that we've had for ages. And it's only just occurred to me that to cover it, the girlfriend has used my indoor car cover for a 4.2 that was obviously meant just for indoors. and was bloody expensive. So that's nice. Yeah. Genuinely annoyed now because that means for the first time since, I'm going to say 2017, I'm going to have to go to a fuel station and get some petrol. What a load of bollocks. Fuck me, I don't know how anyone can afford to run a petrol car. You see that up there? 9.38 litres, it must be a 10 litre tank. £13.69. Fuck me. My hands feel fucking horrible after touching a nozzle that's probably never been cleaned. And be real, hundreds of people a day touch it. I know, just underneath here, on-off switch, on. Fuel, on. Speed, all the way up. Choke, on. Yeah, that works. Right, turn the fuel off. Right, now it's time to make the water container. Right, just measure the outside diameter of that. Get your carrot drill bit. Make sure it's nice and clean, no swarf. These are generally quite good for plastic. You want the rubber gasket on the outside. Now you just need to throw yourself in upside down and do it up. Fill it with water and see if it leaks. Right, there you go. Connected the hose up and it is filling. The label on this is a bit confusing. There's so many languages. I mean, you've got English there, obviously pressure washer. You've got French here, champignon, which means mushroom. And then Hochdruckreinig Nettoyeur Hot Pression, which I'm assuming is probably German for some sort of racist slur, I'm assuming. Right, it's like 2/3 full and possible to move. Now the issue being now, because I hadn't thought it through, I thought I was going to get this old bit of hose, connect it to one end, connect it to the other end, and then I remembered that there's actually no ends. For fuck's sake. I've got another hose there, but I don't really want to pull it out because it's all tucked around behind there for the Giraffe Tools pressure washer. So it's Sunday, so I can always just shoot off to B&Q and get some hose lock connections. At least that way I can just cut off the amount I need. As I was driving to B&Q, I suddenly realised I might as well go to either tool station. I won't even fucking zoom in, won't it? Either tool station or, not hair waste, screw fix. I'm glad I did because new shop, Worth. They do some good stuff. But usually the delivery fee's a bit funny, so you can go there and get it. Right, these should be the last bits that I need to create the contraption required. Right, one slight drawback is it doesn't self-prime. So even though you've got that much pressure head in the water, it doesn't seem to prime it properly. So to prime it properly with the hose, get it all flowing through properly, and then once I reattach the bin, it works fine. I didn't run it empty because I didn't want it to suck in air if it's not going to self-prime itself. It ran for 10 minutes and was still like a few inches above the fill point, so, and that's only a small wheelie bin as well, so it's not too bad. And it's done probably 10 metres worth, and probably 2 more at that end. The problem is that the sun rises there, goes over there, comes down there, so it all gets a bit mossy and slippery. It's done alright. I'm actually quite surprised about how little fuel it used. Loads. So does it work? Yeah, it works. Is it a bit of a pain? Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. Have I just bought a 100 metre hose reel? Yeah. It was like 50 quid, delivered in 2 days. So it's just a lot easier than lugging that bloody great thing up and down. Especially now. You can't really fill it more than that. Otherwise when you tip it up to roll it, it all jumps out everywhere. Plus with it not self-priming, that's a bit of a pain in the arse to be honest. Originally what I thought I was going to do, because I've already got pump truck, pallet truck, whatever you want to call it. I've already got one IBC tank, which is one of those big, like 1,000 litre tanks. I thought we'd always get one of those, fill it full of rainwater like I have around the other side of my workshop around there, and then just pump truck it around and use it from there. But for like 50 quid, I've paced it out. And although the driveway from that point there all the way around it's actually a nice day today as well. Getting all that free sunshine in the solar panels all the way around to up there. Oh, there you go. That bit there is about 120 metres because the tap isn't actually as far away as you think it is, and the green stops about there. I can actually get away with an 80 metre hose, so I might as well just get a 100 metre one. But again, no due care and attention to any of these projects. I just make up as I go along, which usually involves waiting for the next day or 2 days for the parts that I actually need, because I haven't really thought about it. Links in the description if you really want one. Seems alright. It's not particularly noisy, it's quite powerful. You know, after looking at the instructions and it's saying about injection things, I'm not going to be flying around on it like a broomstick like I thought it was, but it does the job. Stronger than moss,